And now, Tech Tip Tuesday.
Hello everyone, this is your Tech Tip Tuesday. I'm Daniel Howell, and I wanted to share with you some information, some tips about the Kindle. I know that there are probably quite a few of you out there who got a Kindle for this year for Christmas. If your loved ones were kind enough to go ahead and buy that far enough out in advance. You see, the Kindle is probably been one of the hottest sellers as far as, especially on Amazon. I think it's the #1 bestsellers you see here looking at the screen on Amazon.com. They routinely sell more Kindle books now than they actually do paperback books. You've got the 2 new versions that came out, the Wi-Fi version and the 3G version, and actually what I was getting to is that Wi-Fi version was sold out before Christmas this year. There were so many people who ordered them. So obviously there are a lot of people out there who got Kindles, and I've already been approached by people asking questions about how to use their Kindle. And so we're approaching this today from the standpoint of, you've got the thing out of the box, you've bought some books, now what? What is it that makes the Kindle so special beyond the fact that you can carry around basically a library in your pocket? Well, for the sake of preachers or pretty much anybody else who is trying to do any kind of research or doing reading where they want to remember quotes or stories or facts or different kinds of information, that's where the Kindle really shines. Now, if you just look at the Amazon information, you will find that about all they ever really talk about is how you can save the clippings, and they'll be updated using the WhisperSync technology if you've got the 3G version, and you can access them on your Kindle or download them on your computer. But I found that the file that it creates is a little bit clunky to go looking through. Actually, it's there, but it's not very useful at all. So my big Kindle tip for today, now that you've been staring at the Amazon website screen, is a website that if you haven't already found it yet, you're going to just lay back in your chair and can't believe what you're going to see here and how useful it's going to be once you see it. Go to kindle.amazon.com. That is kindle.amazon.com is the website. And that's where we are right now. Now I'm going to go ahead and go full screen with this. You'll notice that it goes to this page, and what we want to do is actually sign in to this. So you'll do this using your Amazon ID. You can see mine already put in there. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. Now the neat thing about this is that as long as you are connected, all of your clippings, highlights, notes are uploaded to Amazon. That's where they're saved, but they're also available through this website if you sign in. Now the first thing you see here is what's called a daily review. And what this is from one of the books that I had been reading, some of the notes that I had marked or highlights and things, presents it in kind of a flashcard format here. So you can go through that book and do a quick review of some things that were in it, look through some various quotes, and refresh yourself of what that book was about based on your notes and markings. You can even look at popular highlights for that book as well. So that brings us to this top part of the page, which is where things really get interesting. You notice it says here, your books, then of course you got daily review, then your highlights, and then popular highlights. What you can do on this website is actually go to your books, and you can view all of your highlights very simply laid out here on the website. So everything is available to you no matter where you go, and it's easier to copy and paste information if you need to out of this, or just plain old easier to read and find it. For instance, this is the one we were looking at a moment ago, the Christian Atheist, and you see here a list of several highlights that I'd made of stories and things that you can go down through and read. Down at the bottom, it's the 471st most highlighted book on Kindle. But I have all of my information here in a form that is far, far easier to read than what it is if you try to find it on the Kindle itself. Go down through all of these. Apostolic Christianity was another book. This is a good example here of a book that I am definitely not going to sit down and go digging through a bunch of things with. But I have several highlights from this that now I can very easily go to and find and pull from and very easily just grab it, copy it, paste it. I can even read more at that location, and if I click this, I believe it will open up my Kindle for PC. See, it wants to do that now. We're not going to do that for the moment. But anyway, all of these things are available in a much easier format to get to there. So that's one thing about it. Also notice something with me here. There are some lists on the side, or some little buttons you can press. These will give you the status that these particular books are, whether you've read it, whether you've been reading it, whether you hope to read it, whether you've stopped. You can add to each one of those. You can even go through on these as well when you get to your notes and your highlights, and make notes about them as well. If you want to see the latest book that you've been reading and things, for instance, I've been reading a book recommended to me, well, to everybody who went to the Ministry Geek Powwow, called Made to Stick, and I've got several highlights down through here of stories and examples and things that just jumped out at me that I want to be able to remember. And all of these are right here. If I want to add a note to anything, it's very simple. I can add that. That'll save it to my Kindle as well once it syncs and connects. So all of that's there. Also notice there's a section called Popular Highlights that will let you look at popular highlights across the realm of the books that are Amazon books. So anyway, wanted to share this with you and show you how there are different ways you can use this whenever you're reading and researching and trying to find information. If you're reading a book and you find something that you think would be a great sermon illustration, you can save it here. You can put a note on it. You can even search all of these things. It's just a lot easier way to use your notes and marks, your underlines and things, than trying to use it in the Kindle. So that is all for this edition of Tech Tip Tuesday. Hope it was useful for you. Check back again next week. Next week I'm going to begin looking at some different apps for Android that might be useful to you. So hope you have a great week. See you then.